Hi, this is Francisco Bijan from vitalcoaching.com. We are talking about dating success for women, and the topic for this video is dating a divorced man. What should I know? This is another question that was posted on my channel. Thanks for asking. It's a good one, actually. Are there any pitfalls, anything you should be careful about, something that you should know about dating divorced men? Can you just relate to them exactly as you would relate to anybody else? Well, my first answer to that is yes, of course. I think that some labels are really diminishing. Okay, they are not something that is validating a person to their full extent. The fact that somebody is divorced is not like a disease or something to be scared or afraid of. People are functioning. Probably big fraction of people on this planet are divorced. So it's just one thing that happened in life, and there is nothing to be afraid of. So the label thing, usually I try to stay around from it, away from it, because I think it's too reducing for somebody. But now, that said, there are a few things, yes, that are certain patterns or certain things that you have to understand about a divorced guy, and I think it's very important to point them out. The first thing, it is that for a divorced man, sometimes his ex is still going to be around, if they have kids together, or if he just got divorced and his ex is still demanding or pressurizing, or they are still into a court fight or this kind of thing. Sometimes this means that this guy is going to have some form of unsolved business there, which is going to polarize his energy or his power. And you have to know that for one reason. It is because you don't want to get involved in that battle. Okay, that's one very important element. This is not your life, it is his life. It's his job to solve that. So if you see somebody still dealing with this kind of issues, you can date that person, but simply don't get involved into their problems. Why? Because if you get involved, you are going to try to invest yourself emotionally into that, trying to help them solve that faster, when in fact you have very little power. Okay, it doesn't, he might give you a window of opportunity of helping him a little bit, but basically most of the times you don't have really control over what goes on. You don't have control over the choice that he makes, this kind of thing. So let them fight this battle. Don't get involved into it too much. Of course, a couple of conversations might be enough, but even that, when you're on the date with him, stick to topics which have to do with the two of you rather than his past. And if he starts talking about his ex too much, just tell him, you say, look, we are having a nice date here today. Why don't we focus on what we share rather than invoking the past and things you are frustrated about? If you feel that you need a therapist or somebody to talk about, a professional, somebody you would like to talk about about these things, simply go and see a specialist, see somebody, a professional who can help you with that. Right now, myself, I'm your lover, I'm your date, and it doesn't help us to talk about this over and over again. I really appreciate you, I think we have something great, but let's consider your ex one of the topics which is off topic when we are together. Okay, that might sound a bit harsh, right? You might think, wow, can you say that something like that to a guy? Yes, you can. He will respect you more if you actually know what you want and you know that talking about his ex is not something you enjoy. So he will solve these issues by himself and eventually, come up to dates with you and share maybe great sex and enjoy really your presence without having to come up with staff problems which are unsolved. So this is one thing. Another element which is important is that a man who has been divorced, he already went through marriage. He's not anymore into this kind of romantic, naive state that you are when you are 15, 20, in that kind of age where you dream about marriage as really this golden realm of possibilities and beauty. Okay, if he has been married and divorced, he already understands that, okay, there is what we call this permanent feeling of marriage is not actually as permanent as he thought it was. So it's part of the romantic dream that it collapsed, and this you have to understand as well. So I would not push too much for marriage at this stage either. Okay, there is more to say about this, but that's all for now. Take care and enjoy. Bye-bye.